What's going on, y'all? This is your boy Kevin coming to you with another video. Once again, draft day is here. Again, no more mock drafts, no more speculation, no more listening to Mel Kiper Jr. and Todd McShay and all the other draft analysts. It's time to change some lives. 32 guys in this first round. 32 guys' lives are going to be changed forever. You know, their dreams will come true, as they will become an NFL player. They will be drafted by an NFL team. They will start their NFL career. As a football fan, I'm excited to see about this. Excited to watch this first round of picks. I mean, I am a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and Kansas City Chiefs don't have a first round pick this year, obviously due to moving up in the draft in last year's draft and getting Patrick Mahomes at number 10 overall from the Bills. But still, I am interested. You never know, a trade might go down to where the Chiefs might pick in the first round. But still plenty of intrigue. Of course, I'm gonna be watching where Saquon Barkley goes. I think the best player in the draft. I think Browns should get him number 1 overall. But if he doesn't go number 1 overall, he probably goes number 2 to the Giants, and he makes that a pretty impressive offense with him in the backfield, Odell Beckham Jr. And Sterling Shepard as receivers. Of course, you have Eli Manning still a quarterback. Don't know for how long. The Giants might look for an heir apparent. You know, they might get one of those 5 quarterbacks. That's projected first rounders. I'll get to those guys in a little bit. Want to see where Bradley Chubb goes, the DN out of NC State, big time pass rusher. They say he's going to have a heck of a career in the NFL. I mean, dude's a sack master. We'll see how he does in the NFL. Then of course I can't remember his name, but you got the big guard out of Notre Dame, who's pretty good, moving his feet, a hand placement, can drive a man off the ball, doesn't give up sacks. You know, I forget his name. Was it Quentin Nelson? I think it is the guard out of Notre Dame, but he's pretty good. But yeah, a lot of intriguing notes coming into this draft, man. But of course, since the draft process has begun, all eyes have been on the 5 quarterbacks, again, that are projected to go in the first round. You got Josh Allen out of Wyoming. You got Sam Darnold from USC. USC. You got Josh Rosen from UCLA. Baker Mayfield out of Oklahoma. And then Lamar Jackson out of Louisville. I mean, it could be 6 quarterbacks that go in this first round, because I'm really surprised that my man Mason Rudolph ain't getting it's not getting any love as far as first round talent. He led the FBS in passer efficiency and yards. You know, I mean, I don't know why he's not in there. I mean, I think he might be a better prospect than some of these guys up here, some of these guys in the top 5. But I'm gonna go through each one of the 5 quarterbacks one by one. I'm gonna start with Josh Allen. Josh Allen, he's got that prototypical size, 6'5", got a strong arm. I mean, but in the game tape, in games this year where Wyoming played big opponents like Iowa and Oregon in Nebraska, he really struggled. His best game was against Gardner Webb, I think it was a D2 school. That was the only game where he threw over 250 yards. He threw for 348 in that game, 3 touchdowns. But again, what are you supposed to do? It's a D1, D2 school, second game of the year. You're supposed to dominate. Yeah, so I'm not as high on him as a lot of other like as Mel Kiper and a lot of other analysts are. I mean, when I think of strong arms, and you know, and when I think of guys with strong arms that's went number 1 in the draft, that had all this hype that failed miserably. Of course, the one really comes to mind, Jamarcus Russell. You know, so having a strong arm don't mean nothing. I'm going to go to Sam Darnold next. Sam Darnold, I think Sam Darnold is probably the second most NFL ready quarterback. But I mean, again, he has the size, he has the mobility, he has the arm strength and stuff. But those games the USC played last year, he turned the ball over a lot. I mean, you like a dude that's gonna take chances. I mean, he could easily be the Brett Favre of this draft, where a guy that ain't scared to take risks. He'll throw it in the double coverage if he thinks his receiver can make a play. But again, it's 50 gunslingers. Hey, they're 50-50. You either remembered or you're not. Brett Favre, of course, he's remembered. Second most touchdowns ever, most interceptions ever, but he's got a Super Bowl ring. So I mean, Favre will always have his legacy, and he'll always be known as he'll always be known as probably the gunslinger. But that's who Sam Darnold kind of reminds me of. But again, he's got to lay off the turnovers. He's got to take better care of the football. Then we got Josh Rosen out of UCLA. I think he's the most core QB ready guy in this draft. Let's see. I mean, obviously his issues are, of course, does he want it bad enough? How is he committed to football for the long term? You heard what his coach Jim Morris said and all that. But I think Josh Rosen, he's done a great job of coming out and talking to the media and kind of getting people back on this bandwagon. So I think he'll be the best quarterback of this draft. I mean, because it sounds like he's hungry. It sounds like he wants it bad enough. People question that, but it sounds like he wants it bad enough. So I think he's my early pick of who I think will have the best career out of these 5 young quarterbacks. I think Mason Rudolph will have a great career wherever he ends up, but out of the 5 that are projected to go in the first round, I think Rosen will have the best career out of these guys. Then we have the Heisman Trophy winner, Baker Mayfield. Again, rumors are saying that the Browns pick him with number 1. He's got the arm strength. He's short. He's kind of like Russell Wilson. He's short, and then of course, he's got his attitude. The attitude, the bold and the braggadocious, the chip on the shoulder. I don't like the comparisons to Johnny Manziel. I don't think he's that type of guy, because Manziel likes to party and all that. And I've never seen Mayfield as a partier. I mean, he's got that attitude, he's got that swagger, but I just don't think that Manziel is the best example to compare him to. So we'll see what happens with him. I'm rooting for the guy, man, because he's gotten a bad rap. I mean, remember last summer he got arrested. Remember the video where he takes off running, gets tackled by the officers and arrested. I think he's learned from that. So, he's learned from that. So, hopefully, he'll be a better person for it. And then, last but not least, we have the former Heisman Trophy winner, Lamar Jackson, out of Louisville. Jackson, who I think Jackson really handled this summer well. He didn't run the 40s at the combine and his pro day. He really focused on him being a pocket passer. Of course, I'm watching this draft coverage on ESPN, and I'm watching Bill Polian, who had came out weeks ago and talked about how Lamar Jackson should change positions. He should not go into the draft as a quarterback. He should go into the draft as a wide receiver. I mean, it seems like that's always the thing with, especially with black athletic quarterbacks. So we've seen. We've seen other guys. We've seen other colored athletic quarterbacks have to talk about being changed to different positions too. But Ryan Tannehill's one of them. He was a former receiver at Texas A&M. Now he's a running back. Excuse me. Now he's quarter. Started out as a wide receiver, converted over to quarterback. But yeah, I think he did it. I think he did a great job just focusing on his catching, or on his passing. I'm sorry, this year, this offseason, and prove to guys like Bill Polian wrong that he's not just a wildcat or gadget quarterback in the NFL. That he can be a true, legitimate starting quarterback. I mean, he had great numbers throwing the ball at Louisville under Bobby Petrino. So I just hope that a team will give him a shot as a quarterback. I hope they don't rush him out there too soon. I hope they don't give him like a wildcat package. He needs to develop as an actual quarterback. So obviously the best place for him is to go to a team where he'll have at least a couple years to develop his footwork and all that, and his pocket awareness, And I think he'll have a great career as well. Like I said, if he doesn't have to be thrown into the fire right away, if he can develop, if he can develop for 2 to 3 years, I think Lamar Jackson will have a stable NFL career. Hey, but that was my look at some of the prospects for the NFL draft. Hopefully, I won't miss too much of it. I have baseball practice tonight, so I'll be following up with it on my phone while I'm yelling at kids. So, but thank you guys for watching this video, and I'm going to see you on the next one.